Welcome to the Could Be Better podcast.
We said that together. My name is Chris Perry.
My name is Colin McGuire.
So that worked out well. We have a very special guest this week. They are all very special, of course, but this was a very fun conversation with our good friend Asa.
Asa Weeks. Yeah, he's awesome. Special guy, big heart, doing cool things, big fan.
We had a chance to talk about all of the Frederick hip hop stuff and the people who have kind of mentored him over the years.
Yeah, it was
a lot of fun. And
it was cool to kind of see that. I mean, he said he's been here since he was 3, and just to kind of have like a really cool and strong community of other artists kind of like supporting him and mentoring him. It was just cool to know that that exists.
Yeah, when he was 3, I was 40.
I know. So. It's like, and you're like almost done your AARP.
Almost done AARP. We should say this too for anybody listening, the 3 of you, that including Ace's mom, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out Ace's mom.
Chris, you've been sick. This batch of tapings, you've been sick. So.
Yeah, it was a bummer. Laura, my wife, has been also sick, and we were like really worried that it was COVID, and we've all been testing pretty much every day, and it's all come back negative. So it's kind of weird to feel like it's just the cold or a cold, and that's a weird feeling. But I'm grateful to have it. But it is a little anxiety inducing.
I have a sore throat now, so
yeah. But I mean, we are 12 feet apart. There's plexiglass surrounding us.
12 feet.
and Colin has on a face shield. So
I don't even think legit. My apartment is 12 feet as a whole.
You mean Could Be Better Studios?
Oh, that's right. God damn, I keep forgetting this.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, there's really not much that fuels Could Be Better Studios more than Old Mother Brewing.
That's true.
And they are a sponsor of the podcast. They are all around just great people, great beer.
And here's some breaking news that we should tell you. The owners, the founders of Old Mother Brewery will be on a future episode of this podcast. Their names are Ben and Jerry.
And I think they're actually... was not expecting
that. I got you there, didn't I?
I wasn't.
You can't recover.
I hope they bring ice cream instead of beer, but I also kind of hope they bring ice cream and just dump it out on your floor and be like, hey, we're not Ben or Jerry.
Oh, man, that would make me very mad because my floor is... This is very contemporary carpet. It was with this. I've always been fascinated by the Frederick hip hop scene, because I think it's good. I think the artists here are very, very good, and I don't know why it's not a bigger deal. Do you?
I mean, I kind of feel like it's a weird spot where I'm a 30-year-old white male, right? Like
You're only 30?
Yeah, I turned 31 this year.
Fuck me.
And it's like a lot of the hip hop shows. It was like, I mean, I was going to like the DIY punk shows or the hardcore shows or the metal shows. Hip hop really wasn't my jam until I got older. And so now it's been kind of cool because we've been putting on some cool shows. And then with you too, you've been putting on shows that are multi-genred for a long time. And that's not something that I think is normal.
Yeah, it was. It's been such a pleasure to work with people in the hip hop scene here in Frederick. I can think of a bunch of shows that I thought were great, including Stitch Early, of course, and Retro Ricole and Damood even, and Dawson is great, and I mean the list goes on and on. But I think the most important thing is that. I know you're listening, Lorenzo, and I know you're listening, Ricole.
Even though you're ducking him.
You got to stop ducking me on NBA Jam, man. You gotta hop on the sticks. You know my address. You've been here. I mean, I give you everything. I give you alcohol. I'll give you food. I'll give you whatever you need. Whatever you need. But Ricole, I know you're scared. Lorenzo, I know you're scared. Please tell Malachi, too. Like, he's scared. I know he's scared. So when are they coming through, Chris? When are they coming through? Because I'm on a 20-game winning streak now.
I don't think you've lost this year. It's kind of frustrating.
I know. And this year dates back to 1884.
It's when the world was made.
That's when I was born. But
yeah, I mean, one thing I'm a little bummed we didn't get to talk about on the podcast. So Asa walks into this room. He's like, dudes, I've been listening to this podcast. I even had the Taco Bell wings, and I was like, don't bring it back up. And then he was like, I think he actually thought I was serious, and then he didn't. And I feel really bad about it because he said he wasn't a fan.
Well, let's take that just for a second, because I was alerted less than an hour ago that Taco Bell has its potato products back. That is very exciting. I might actually go for the first time in years to Taco Bell tonight when we are done.
The late night menu, the fourth meal is legit.
The spicy potato taco is the taco. That's the only one I like.
Yeah, I think as the kids say, it slaps.
And, oh, Jesus. I never, not in 1,000 years, did I think one of these intros would use the word slaps.
Yeah. And speaking of slaps, here's Ace of Weeks. He's just the best.
It is a nice stool, and welcome into this podcast. we have a very, 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 very special guest who has a goblet of wine that I gave him, and if I have to pour a tiny bit of it out, I'm going to be very upset.
You might even be insulted. Asa, what's up? Welcome.
I'm doing well. I promise you, this is Pinot Grigio, my favorite wine.
Me too.
It will be finished.
All right.
Most likely before we're done here.
You have a glass 3 times the size of mine, so if I have to run out to refill,
You will be refilling
I'll
mine
leave
as
you
well.
with Chris. Yeah. Well, there it is. All right, so we got to talk about a few things, but the one thing I wanted to start out with,
Yeah.
was I think Chris, you met him before I did.
Yeah. So we booked that show with Stitch early in October.
Yeah,
and you were one of the 3 guests. At first, we thought it was just gonna be Stitch taking up the whole night, but Stitch is not a greedy man.
Yeah.
And so he said, "I'm gonna share the love."
No, you should. While Chris keeps coughing, you should have heard him though, because when I was talking to Stitch beforehand, he's like, "I'm bringing this dude.
Uh-huh.
I'm bringing this dude." I'm like, "Well, I couldn't be there. I had to go to Philly that night," and he's like, "I'm bringing this dude. You got to see this dude."
Uh-huh.
And then Chris was like, "You got to see this dude."
Yeah, because I wasn't even there, but I got texts because I went and saw a show that night. Whoops, and everybody that was working that show said, "Dude, this guy's awesome," and I was like, "All right."
Oh, that's sick.
There's a lot of dudes there.
Yeah. That is sick to hear. Thank you guys.
So it was let's back up a little bit. How did you meet Lorenzo? How did you get?
Oh man. Oh my gosh, that's actually a really cool story. So I met him actually 2018, maybe 2019 at Flippin' Pizza on Market Street.
Yeah.
It's not flipping anymore.
It's not
flaming.
flipping. It's flaming now.
And they got the best Italian sub in town.
Yeah, we had it. It was a depressing night, but we had it.
It was a depressing night, but
it was really good.
I have not had that. I will definitely want to try it. But
by the way, I'm going to fact check you with Lorenzo after this. I'm going to call him after you leave.
Bet, I promise you, this is the exact story. So boom, this is exactly how it went. So I was in there. I don't know how we got into conversation, but I just started talking to him, and he mentioned to me that he does music, and at the time I wasn't doing anything, but I always knew that I had it in me. So I was like, let me get your contact info, whatever. We hit it off, and then he told me about a show that he had. That's when he was doing When the Sky Cracks.
Yeah.
So he told me about that. So I met him at that Flippin' Pizza. I went to the show, however long later, saw him perform, and I was like, yo, I'm going to perform with him one day, and I'm going to perform at this venue. And
you did it.
Done did it. So, woo!
You're talking about When the Sky Cracks for Stitch. I mean, are you familiar with his work then? Do you know about all his songs and all that stuff? Have you listened to him?
So I've listened. I mean, once I met him and I went to the show, I was like, oh, snap, I actually really like this. So I listened to the whole album. I was listening to that album for a while when I first heard it and got into it. So, yeah.
How did you, did you grow up in Frederick or,
I've been here since I was 3. So we moved from Montgomery County when I was 3, and I've been here since, and I've gotten very familiar with the area. And
what do you think of it? What do you think of the area?
Man, I love it. I think it's a wonderful place. It's a wonderful mix of being low key, but also if you want to get into something, you can find something to get into. It's not too far from DC, not too far from New York, and I think it's a good place to leave and then come back to.
Boy. Everybody does tend to leave, don't
they? Yeah.
That's the thing.
But they always also do show up here too. I mean, people that leave Frederick, they're like, oh, I'm out of this place. And then it's like 6 months later.
6 months later, you
I'm
see
back.
him back. Yeah. I don't know. I love Frederick personally. I'm never going to be one of those people. Like, a lot of people, especially in, like, school, in high school, be like, oh, you have those kids that, like, complain about being from here. Like, it's boring, it's dead. I'm like, you're probably boring.
And dead.
Dead.
Or they're burning all their bridges, and by the time, like, they're out of high school, it's like they don't have any friends. And so it's like, of course you want to move away. So I get it.
Yeah, man. So, but nah, to answer your question, I love it here.
That's interesting. When I guess we can get into, and after the first music break, we'll talk about maybe the Frederick hip hop scene in that way.
Sweet.
Like people come in and out and do this and that. But
yeah.
you played a show at Sky Stage.
Yeah.
And from what I'm told, at least, now I'm not allowed to cuss. You told me I'm not allowed
No,
to
I didn't
cuss.
say
You
that.
told me
I
I'm
did
not
not say
allowed to cuss.
that.
But you sold the whole thing out at Sky
Sold out,
Stage.
man.
You had these people hanging from the rafters.
Hell yeah.
They were loving you that night. Can you
Got
talk
to.
a little bit about all that whole thing and what you think of Sky Stage even as a whole?
So just that night and like what I think about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's another place that I remember back in high school. I would, that how there's that parking garage right across the. So sometimes like I would just go out by myself, like on a night where I'm just restless or whatever. I'd go and I would sit on the top of that parking garage and I would just look at the city and I was like, man, that venue's cool as shit. Hey, there you go. Sorry, Mom.
Well, you open the floodgates now, so just wait.
But no, so I would look at that place and I'm like, I'm gonna do a show there. And then after I did with Kiki with Out 40, we did the June 19th, the Juneteenth event at the Arts Council. That was great, standing ovations there. And then Maura, the lady who
shout out to Maura.
She's wonderful. She's a great lady. She hit me up about doing a show at Sky Stage, and I was like, all right, well, this is the opportunity. So I was like, all right, we're gonna go balls to the walls. I was blessed enough. I emceed an event in September, like a month prior to that event, and I met a pastor at that place that does lighting, and he was like, hey man, if you ever need anything, hit me up. So I talked to him. He came through and he did the lighting, which was added a whole other level. And I was like, all right, well, if I'm gonna have this night, I want it to be more than just myself. I want to include as many people as I can. So I had, you guys know Studio La Rosa?
Yeah.
Those guys. So I had them come through with their clothing. I had my childhood friend Dom.
Why didn't you have Icon Nation come through?
Actually, I had talked to him and he couldn't come through.
He could?
Yeah. See,
where was he at?
See, he's trying to instigate everybody.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Nah, he was out of town or something. He couldn't make it, but he definitely wanted to.
It's like every time I ask him to play NBA Jam with me out there because he knows I beat him.
He beat him every time. Dang, we're gonna have to hit the NBA Jam session up after this. We're gonna see.
That's true.
But no, man. So I just wanted to get everything. Just wanted to make it a super special night. And as soon as I got it, I told my mom, I told my dad, I told my family, I was like, listen, we got to sell this thing out. Because for me, I want to have something to, like, show that. So I was like, boom, my first show ever, I'm going to sell it out. So now I'm 100%. So next show, we got to show it out. We got to sell it out. So, yeah.
So you were saying, like, you like talking to your folks about it. Like, do you like having your parents involved? Mm-hmm. Is it because it's like, I mean, like my parents were super involved. Like whenever I was in a band, and they let me put shows in my basement, and they let touring bands stay at the house, and it was crazy and all that kind of stuff. But it's like some people are just kind of like, no mom, no dad, like I don't want you to like to be in my thing. Like this is my thing.
I mean, I can be completely honest. Like I wouldn't be the person I am without my parents and really my whole family, but specifically them. Like my dad, he'll be bashful about it, but this man is a goat on the piano. Like he played with the best of them in very large. I'm not gonna name drop or anything, but he's played.
No name drop.
I don't.
We need the clicks.
I mean, I'm not gonna quote anybody, but I remember being told that he's played with Aretha.
Oof.
So
man,
yeah. So I mean, hey, we'll see. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But nah. So him and then my mom. Every bar I write, I'll sit down and I'll like, hey mom, do you understand this? Like I'll walk her through it and I'm like, do you get this? Like, does this make sense to you? And if she can understand it, I'm like, all right, cool. Then the world will understand it too. So
that's special.
Yeah, man. So that's what I do.
Well, cool. So we're gonna get into the first song.
Cool.
tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, this is a perfect one actually. Montego, yeah.
Montego.
Yeah.
Like the Beach Boys song.
Well, it's better than the
Yeah, I
Beach Boys
figured.
song.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
Nah, this song is pretty special. It's actually the first song we made. Me and my boys, we made it the first week of 2021.
Oof.
Yeah, so we made it the first week. It was the first time the three of us had ever been together producing in one room, because we usually would do everything over the computer. So it came together super special. There's a part in there where I start singing, and I had never sang before. And
That's who you sing. Can you sing right now?
I don't want to, but I could if I wanted. Like,
Yeah!
you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, but like it was. But yeah, so that came together. But the song's really just about. I used a story. I went to Jamaica with my with all of my homeboys from high school right after we graduated. So we took a trip to Jamaica. So it's about that, and then it's about just my life and experiences growing up and like becoming who I am now.
Sweet. Here's Montego.
Yeah. Look, out Montego, taking sips of the Pellegrino. Barely men now, view the world, what the hell do we know? Rite of passage, with the clan, gotta fight the faction. Shorty asking, what we doing, how long we lasting? Met a couple of homegirls who barely foreign. Roll the tape from the camera and see us life enjoying. Resort faded off high vibes and drinks they pouring. Now we working on projects, get the family torn. She didn't know how he moved, she had to mention dude. Said they just started dating, but we out with the views. On kayaks, talking movies on chessboards. Noticed music at outlets, started using my chest more. Didn't know about investors, now we making investments. Pops taught me lessons, God gave me blessing. Folks want confessions, but they barely listen. Folks condemn you for speaking truthful while they barely Christian. Started questioning my thoughts, took an intermission. Whipped the verse of clarity off them intersections. My guess is this the lane with the greatest stresses. But check this, at least we happy, my homie stepping. I got some people around me I met in different seasons. All the pain that we went through, got it for different reasons. Back at 15, writing verses while family preaching. I'm really thankful I got them hidden when demons creeping. I'm fighting more than my eyes can see. Silence is priceless, please keep your lies from me. And the bosses got tunnel vision, that's how we walking. Share this verse with my brothers, make sure it's truth I'm talking. No harness, leap of faith and we on regardless. Push each other for greatness, seeing who fly the farthest. We took a trip to the island, learn how it's Irie planning trips in the future, taking the sights beyond. Because of things unforeseen, I'm finally living dreams. Guess the chaos we see, really a holy thing.
What I'm always interested in, especially when it comes to hip hop, is when somebody falls in love with hip hop, because hip hop is something that it overcomes you.
Mm-hmm.
This art
Mm-hmm.
just encompasses all of you. At least from my experience with a lot of people that I know, friends, whatever. Chris just
yeah, he just really
sneezed all over my bed. So
It was under the covers. It was fun.
But I mean, at what point did you say to yourself, I want to pursue this. I want to be an artist. I want to do this.
So it was during the quarantine actually.
So this was only in the last couple years.
Yeah, man, literally. I mean, I always knew I could do it. Cuz I've been writing since I was like 15, 16, like writing raps.
You're only like 13 now.
I know, crazy, right? I'll be time traveling, bro. I'm from the future, you know what I'm saying? But nah, not even last year, 2 years ago now, but yeah. So right in the midst of quarantine, I met my boy Ty through my friend Nathan, who they're both two great artists.
Mm-hmm.
But I met Ty and we hit it off and we started making songs together, and we were like, yo, these are like really good. And I was like, let's put these out, and I decided right there. Then I got great feedback, and
it's a snowball from there,
effect,
really.
Yeah.
But who were your favorites? Who inspired you?
Oh man, I mean, I remember my cousins when I was like really young, like 6, 7, 8. My cousins would they would teach me how to like break dance and like freestyle dance. So I was
man.
listening to like Missy. I was listening to Busta. I was listening
You
to
made me
like
feel so old.
NORE, like Nori,
Man,
like all
yeah,
those.
yeah.
So I was like hip hop. I've always been around it because of my family. But then more recently, like I don't know if you guys saw that thing that I did with Out 40, but like Kendrick and Vince Staples and Cole and those guys. Those are who I like really.
Are you excited for Kendrick with the Super Bowl halftime?
He's doing Super Bowl halftime?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
It's him, it's Eminem, it's Dr. Dre,
Ew.
it's
Oh,
Mary
because-
J. Blige and Snoop.
Ew. Did you guys listen to the that new album that Dr. Dre dropped?
No.
It was called The Contract. It's got like
Oh, is it all,
Eminem. It's got all
It's
the
probably
like,
got
the-
everybody.
Bro,
yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Corday,
is it all about his
Eminem,
divorce?
It's got
freaking
to
no,
probably.
it's not. I don't know. Maybe could be. I just really appreciated it because I was like, damn, yo, it's really like all of the greatest rappers on
Yeah.
one. Like imagine, and they all got to do their best.
Yeah.
Because they can't lack.
That's the thing that if you go back to, and I guess you're probably too young.
Come on now.
Well, I'm just saying
I'm an old
like
soul.
those old mixtapes back with Shady Records when you had before G Unit
Mhm.
became corny as hell.
Yeah.
And you had people like Lloyd Banks hop on, and you had people like Eminem himself like get on, and with everything that was, it was like every bar, every verse was fire from everybody.
Got to be.
And that's how it was when Dre and Eminem worked together. And now I feel like Kendrick Lamar is kind of the second coming of that.
All I know is when that man Kendrick Lamar gets in front of a mic, bro, he is not playing games.
No.
And that's that's the attitude I like have adopted.
Yeah, he will not take the S word.
Yeah, no. This guy, he's still family friend.
It took
Welcome
you a
to our
second.
family-friendly episode.
Yes.
My name is Asa. I'm joined here with Colin and Chris, and we are. Come on now.
We're sponsored by Welch's Fruit Snacks, folks. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, so we're talking about like the big ones, right? So tell me a little bit about. So you've been doing this for a little bit, but like, what's Frederick hip hop like for you?
Man, it's cool. It's I mean, it's cool. I think there could be.
Come
a
on,
lot-
you said those two things too completely different.
You're good at this, bro. You really pay attention.
Man.
I mean, it's great. Like I mean, I don't even look at me. I'm lost for words.
It's hard because you really don't want to shit on anybody.
No, and it's not.
you,
No,
and
it's
you don't,
not
and
even-
you're not trying to shit on Frederick, and I know that, but it's tough. Where it's like it's.
I can tell you what it is. No, there's great art. And when you say Frederick hip hop, okay, the artist, like I have friends.
Sure.
I have friends. I can even name drop some of them. My boy JR, frickin', my boy Zap, my boy Zero. Like I got Demetrius is one of them.
He played that show at New Spire as well.
He played the show. Like there's when it comes to hip hop, bro, there's people here that have talent. The thing about it just being in Frederick is it's not necessarily unified. Like it's hard to make to put Frederick on the map. Like
but
like
you're
having an ASAP mob of Frederick, you know what I mean?
yeah. But
that's just
but you're
sounds,
almost kind of doing that though. Like and it was kind of cool. It's like when you were telling me about that Sky Stage show, it wasn't just you. It wasn't just other. And then like you had your friends, but then like. You also were like, oh, I'm going to have these other artists come through and have like, and showcase their art and do this big thing. And you kind of gotten like this, almost like well beyond years. I know you said old soul, but it's like, you're kind of shaping this thing of like, you're wanting to make this a community driven thing. And I think that's so special, but where did that come from?
Well, it's really just about like teamwork makes the dream work. I completely believe that. I mean, I can go so far by myself, but if I have I like to say like a clan. You know how people, like, I don't know, like people will, like Beyonce has the Beehive.
Yeah.
I'm like building a clan. And I want
Ace Hive.
the Ace Hive. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds a little, I don't know, man. But, nah, so yeah, I'm like building a clan, and I know you can go so much farther with having, a big, strong team behind you, but not even just about that. Like, I just genuinely like the people who I get involved with, or get involved with what I'm doing. And if I have a platform to showcase their stuff too, I'm gonna do it.
Well, talk to me a little bit about how you get, and I I can't think of another phrase, even though it's probably not the most accurate phrase. But when you talk about sort of the old guard people, like somebody like a Ricole,
Okay.
or somebody like a Stitch, like
Yeah.
Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Even do you ever do stuff with Dawson at all?
Dude, he was my neighbor.
Okay.
Literally for like my whole life. When
There
I
you
moved
go.
to Frederick, his family's house is right next to mine.
Well,
they just moved out.
He's out of town now.
Yeah, he's out of town now. I haven't seen him, but like that's my freaking neighbor.
Yeah, and I'm saying like and especially when Stitch came to you and said you want to hop on this show for a few songs, like have you leaned on them? Do you have good relationships with them?
man.
I know like especially with Nicole and Urel
Mhm.
at the new Spire DJ set from Nicole
Yeah, man.
that you
Yeah.
came through.
Oh, dude.
Like are those people you kind of work with or even look up to in some way?
I mean, yes, to answer your question, yes. First of all, what it is I go and I was going to say the word vibe, but I'm not going to say that word. I like, it's a mutual respect type of thing. Like, I mean, I deal with people older than me, like just on the daily basis. So I'm comfortable with talking to people who aren't in my direct age group, but like guys like that, it's a mutual respect. They respect what I do, I respect what they do, and then beyond that we actually connect on a personal level, so I'm able to talk to them about things not even regarding music.
That's what I was, did they give you advice on
Oh
anything?
yeah, for sure. Oh man, I didn't even realize like they were telling me about what they did around here and like with Weinberg and like that
Yeah,
thing.
most definitely,
Bro, dude,
yeah.
they had the thing going out here. Like
Oh, most definitely.
it was crazy. So they'll say, they told me like, dude, man, like I see you being the second wave of really doing this.
They've all
thing,
said that to me.
and
They've
that's
all said that to
crazy.
me.
Isn't that's crazy?
You
to
got
me.
that torch.
Thank
Don't
you,
drop
bro.
it. You're
I'm-
gonna set shit on fire if
Bro,
you drop it.
thank you. I thank you. I appreciate that. But so yeah, they just give me whenever I have a question, I go to them. Whenever I need help, they'll always lend a hand if they can, and I appreciate that. I'm aware of it, and I'm appreciative.
Community's the best.
Yeah.
So
Community.
yeah, not the TV show guy. Sorry. So this next song is it's called Your Freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Is this
Yeah.
a freestyle?
Yeah.
Sing it.
Got to.
Is
Shout out to everybody who knows what that is.
Most definitely. Yes, yeah.
is this a freestyle or is this just a song?
It's a freestyle, bro.
That's what a freestyle is. A freestyle. It's
I mean,
not a song.
Sometimes you call something and something that's not. But here we go.
That's
Well, let's make this very clear because I've been watching freestyles my whole entire life, and that's how I literally got good at what I do by watching the Sway freestyles. By the way, I'm
What about the ciphers?
I'm gonna do a freestyle on Sway. I will
Tonight?
Funk Flex. No, well, you want to
I want it live right now.
We can rap tonight too, but let's listen to this one. We can rap if you want to.
All right.
But
Okay.
there's two different. There's off the top, and then there's just a freestyle. Like it's just you're just rapping, you're just getting bars out. This is a freestyle. Was it off the top? No, but it was just bars that just are flowing. One take, no pauses, no, So yeah, that's what that is.
Well, that was the only other question I was going to add was you when you were talking about the different freestyles that are out there.
Yeah.
It's not just straight off the brain. It's not just that. It's do you write it down to have those 8 bars, those 16 bars?
So what I do is I'll like freestyle off the top, and then I'll freestyle off the top.
Thank you for saying that into the microphone.
I totally just ignored the mic.
Chris was like, "What the fuck are you doing,
Bro, I literally told you how to do this correctly. Cheers, my man.
Yes.
Cheers. But nah, I'll freestyle and then I'll be like, yo, these are good, and then I'll keep the ones that make sense and I'll come up with a written.
All right, so let's hear it.
Yeah. Double-handed grip the gas, 45 and going fast. Dark enough to see all the little faces that we floating past. Brody got the dinner plan, earned it all and give to him. If you try and juggle, we working on, couldn't take it then. Summertime been shining, but still they worried about shade. Stay fresh up out the barber, but still ain't catching no fades. We notice when you been working, so yeah, we giving you praise. Attitude gon' be permanent, never call it no phase. We never focus on vermin, please get that off my person. Been practicing my penmanship, now I'm thinking in cursive. immersive. Dreaming, ditching the curses. Jot it down and rehearse it. Lead a beat on the IV, need procession of hearses. Yeah, we just getting started, so notice how we progressing. Way he flow on them cadences, you would think it progressive. Ain't notice, ain't no little poser, I know about all them progressions. I started on them little keys, young Cali with all them lessons. Always counting the blessings, the light of God. Told the opposition, kick it, no, your time is off. She said she love my voice, it's butter, and she love my songs. I gave her time, I let too much, and now she got my heart. Oh Lord, I feel a spark, damn. Feeling what you want, that piece of me. Just tell me what you want, I can give you what I got, we can let it be. Damn. Stepped out and we handsome. Love myself like I'm Manson. No stress I carry. If she throwing them tantrums, pointing at you with cannons, don't trust and carry. Solo when feeling lost. Go dolo until you know what they pay worth the cost. Signing, sealing my soul. V12 in it to my goals till we make it home.
Strong, I ain't scared of that. You fight the war, down, really dead. Fighting to the field on my own, I'm strong, I ain't scared of that.
That's so good.
It's not.
That's so good.
It's so good.
He threw up the hood.
Yeah, he did. He said we were while that was playing, we were talking about NBA Jam, and right now Colin is on a win streak. He's on a hot streak.
I'm the champ.
Yeah, it's like he's up 2-0. But man, it was a dry season for you for a long time.
No, so the thing is, Cole comes over, he thinks he's somebody.
Of course. Which he is.
But Chris has seen me run him out the gym.
Yeah.
Right, Chris?
Yeah.
That's right. And then the problem is I keep saying, hey, are you ducking me? Are you coming? Whatever. Even to get on this podcast.
Oh, snap.
In such an effort to not be embarrassed on the NBA Jam.
Oh, man.
He won't. He's like,
What's in the
I got to
contract?
put it off a week. I got to put it off a week. I got to put it off a week.
But he's practicing at home, and unfortunately, like I don't know if you know, but when you sign the contract to come on this, like you have to play at least one round. So.
Hey, man, I'm good. We did the whiskey, and we got to do the game. I'm with it, bro. Come on, I want all the smoke.
So we've talked about family, we've talked about community, we've talked about Frederick hip hop.
Yeah,
where you're
bro.
at now. We're in 2022.
2022.
Stuff is weird.
Very weird.
What are you doing next? Like because I mean like shows. It's too cold for sky skate. Wow,
Sky
skate.
And you're the one not drinking.
There's a little something in that tea. It's too cold for Sky Stage.
Yeah.
We had to cancel our show that we had booked out. Which
Tragic.
One of the reasons why you're on the show is because we were gonna have a super sweet show.
It's gonna be sick
next week.
Oh man, I forgot about that
Yeah.
too because my band was gonna be part
we're
of
gonna
that.
go
with
crazy, bro.
the reggae stuff.
Yeah. So that's not happening. So we're super bummed about that. But it's like, what's cooking next? Are you putting out new music or what are you doing?
Yeah. When's the record? When's the LP?
So, everyone wants to know when the big one's coming. Right now I'm doing a lot of like social media content, like because I realize like you can be wherever you want in the world and get fans wherever you want. So I'm really doing a lot of social media content. I'm about to drop a live, like a little tiny desk we shot.
Cool.
So to replace the live show, I'm gonna do an at-home live show.
That's awesome.
So we shot that like a month or two ago it was a fundraiser for at Give a Beat Foundation. Shout out to them.
What's at Give a Beat?
They help people in the criminal justice system get back on their feet through like music. So they allow, so people who are interested, they help them channel, being through the criminal justice system with music. So like DJ, they had a DJ on there, they were going crazy. So yeah, they're good people over there.
That's cool.
But yeah, so live digital show, a lot of social media content, and then just like visuals, small visuals using like short snippets, because I got a lot of freaking music, and everyone's like, yo, drop music, bro. But like, there's a way you got to go about it. Like if I just put out all my cards on the table, now I just, everything's there. So a lot of visual social media stuff.
So you doing like on the TikTok? You doing on Instagram? Like,
TikTok,
what are you doing?
Instagram, YouTube, all
Okay.
of those.
All
Building up
stuff.
my platforms.
That's the thing, man. That's Chris and I came from, or at least I did. You're younger than I am by a country mile, but
At least.
like it was always about putting out an album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
man,
just-
it is.
But it's not like
But
now this
it
younger
was.
generation,
It's not.
including you.
Yeah, bro.
It's like, well, let's do a song. Let's
Yeah.
just get a song out there.
Yeah, man, it's about singles.
It's so much cheaper.
It's about it's about your streams. It's really what it's about. It's about people using your sounds. Like if they use your song and make it into a TikTok and make it a dance, and now you're
And then it pops.
one of my boys that I met. He's like family now. His name's Brian. He's got the social media thing on lock. Shout out to him, and he's super talented. So it's cool to see him doing his thing. But for me, when it comes to an album, like I care more about the music and the story than anything. Like I don't care who's dancing on TikTok to the song. I just care that it's quality music and I'm telling my story. So when it comes to like an album, that's going to be a little bit down the line. But I'll drop a couple EPs and singles. And
That's what about a
tapes.
concept album? You know who to talk about with that is Lorenzo, because everything he does
he's a
is
whole
a concept. Like
concept.
it's
Bro, he's
movie.
a genius.
Yeah.
He's so so
He
he's
is.
really great with all that. I got something in the works with a friend of mine. But when it comes to album, bro, that's gonna be like a little bit down the line. But you're gonna get more EPs, little mixtape stuff like that, singles.
I want to just real quick too before we wrap up. I want to give a shout to Kiki, because you just mentioned that you were doing an Out 40 thing, and before we get to the end, I'm very happy to know that she's still doing stuff. I didn't know
Yeah.
necessarily that she was still out there,
Yeah, man.
and I think she does some of the best work in this town.
Yeah.
Some of the most essential work in
For
this
sure.
town. I hope she hears it. She probably won't, but
I'll send it to her. Make sure she
I just-
listens.
I admire her so much.
Yeah,
So, I mean, do you want to give a shout?
bro.
Kiki
Shout out to her, bro. She's family.
Yeah.
Like literally. Like actually.
y'all related.
Like she knows. Yes.
Okay.
She like knows we got on FaceTime when we were about to do the Juneteenth show, and she was like, blah, blah, we talked. She was like, cause she's Liberian. She's like, who your pa? And I told her my dad's name. She was like, oh. And so yeah, like that was a little bit Liberian English. That kind of went over your guys' heads. But but nah, yeah, we're family, so we're big. Huge shout out to her. She's like a sister.
She's still putting out stuff, right?
Yeah,
Can
she's still-
What's
yeah.
the website? Where can people
Out
find
40
her?
blog, man. At Out 40 blog on Instagram.
Okay.
Out40blog.com. I'm pretty sure.
Is she doing podcasts or anything like that?
She's not doing podcasts. I think she's in school right now, so she's
Okay.
in school
All right.
grinding, but she's still putting out content. So that's all that matters.
She is, and I've said this for a very long. I think she is the most essential voice in Frederick.
Yeah, man. Keep going, Kiki. We love you.
Yeah. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
So now we're gonna set up this last one, Chris. Right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Tell us about it.
Ah, dude. So, I went to at the fourth quarter of 2021. I went to New York. I went to Atlanta, literally in 2 weeks. So I was in New York, and then I was in Atlanta, and I experienced the two cities differently in different ways. And I basically just took what I was feeling, the energy that I was feeling from those places, and I put it into this last record. It's called Pawn in the City, because pawn, and it's a very it's I love it. And then there's a little switch in there, and it goes into another that's like kind of a taste of what the future holds for the sounds. So I really like it because it's one record but kind of shows the two different sounds that we have coming for people. And yeah, we literally made it a week before it dropped.
Sometimes that's how inspiration strikes.
Yeah, bro, we had to. We were crunch timing it. So
I'm so jealous.
in every single bar, sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all right.
Every single bar is truthful. There's not a single lie.
Oh, the
but
other
that's
ones are
just
fake?
all of my music. No, that's just all my music.
I was gonna say
But
the other
like-
songs are just make believe.
Nah, for real. Nah, but every song in there is literally I'm taking it from something that happened within the last couple weeks, and I'm putting it into, oop,
Now you hit my hi-hat.
hi-hat, bro. We're getting.
This is a new world of music that I don't understand, but if I would have just been 80 years younger,
Yeah,
I'd be
Jeez.
pretty happy about. Yeah, I'm 92. I don't know if you knew that.
You're a young bull for
I know.
92. I'm trying to be like you.
So how can people? I'm trying to be like you.
Yes,
Well, how can people find you on Instagram, on TikTok?
So
when you're dancing?
everything across the board is at Asa T Weeks, ASATWEEKS at Asa T Weeks across the board. I just did I'm kind of in the middle of rebranding myself from ATK to now just Asa Weeks. So everything's just gonna be me.
I thought you were gonna take the name Jay-Z.
That would just be a very
Quick
dumb-
lawsuit.
Yeah, that would just not be an intelligent. Shout out to him. Shout out to the GOAT. Shout out to meet that guy too. Got
Yeah.
to.
Asa, it's awesome to have you.
Thank you, man. This is fun.
I think one of the things that we were talking about before you came on, I was like, you're like one of the most positive people, and you're always up.
Oh,
And
I
I always
appreciate
really,
it.
really appreciate that. And hearing you talk a little bit more about just your heart for community, for Frederick, for
Mhm.
music, and what you're doing, it's inspiring to me. And
Thanks,
so
dude.
it makes me feel more confident that like there's a new, as you said, clan coming up in Frederick,
Dude.
and that's just awesome. So
It's us.
yeah.
It's us. We're here. We're doing it right
Yeah.
now. So
Well, awesome. Well, appreciate you, man. Here's last song. It's called
Pawn
Cole.
in the City. No. Pawn in the City. Sorry.
Pawn in the City.
Pawn in
Yeah.
the city. That's what he
Yeah.
said, man. Pawn in the city.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The file is called Cole.
Damn, I'm just guys.
I know,
I'm
he's
literally
doing his job.
just
He's doing his
a
job.
robot.
Hey, everybody!
reading
Shout out to
on
Chris
the
Perry,
screen.
man. Shout out Chris Perry.
We're so professional at the Could Be Better podcast.
Guys, I've been reading a teleprompter this whole time. Nobody told me that it was changed. All right. Well, Pawn in the City. Here we go.
Yes.
Oh my God. Feels so good to be back. Look, a pawn in the city, I found me a queen and she told me she want me to reappear. And she don't care about the age difference. Now I'm a king in the rise, let go of the feelings I hide. There's too many copies around us, I gotta leave them surprised. The truth of the matter ain't feeling imbalanced, but I got a problem with hiding my talents. I look to the greats and they see me a challenge. Chicken on plate, now I'm saying my grace, feed the soul off beat, so I'm gripping that for a year. Shorty got cake, but I don't celebrate till the black boy sings and the fam rejoice. Big man talk, you ain't never did work, you ain't never spilled blood out up on that course. No, it's all for the kids with the big old dreams, so the wealth don't give, gotta take it by force. Let's go. Now we back in it, the city, I step in the mayor, I'm shaking his hand. He told me he like how I go about it. See me in Philly, then see me in DC, the magic is feeling who know about it. Baby, she asked if I know about it. Keep it 100, she know I got it. Who knew the homies who turned to the family, now we up in it, got shows about it. Break it to pieces, been writing a thesis. We coming for all of them niggas who talk. Set for the movie, then move to the valley. The alleys is open for killers who walk. Yes, I've been stalking, I'm hunting for heads. We coming for everyone up at the top, and I know that it's never gonna stop. Gotta throw me off balance to get me to flop. Big bank roll like Benny Blanco, white chest, need far too many die. Whoa, too many tracks and the homies are mad at me, saying I'm tweaking for keeping them. Family out of the country, we going until all the melody reaching them. Talk to the youngins, a new generation that don't understand what they teaching them. I got me some problems that came with the journey. No shorty, she really the least of them. Look, I got my heart in the back of my sleeve. Cut up the cloth and the shit be the cat and to make sure we looking real good as a team. No, I'm all that shit, no care about the bands. Amazing what happened because of these stands. Just standing on verses, been holding the anthems. My view, see him throwing their hands up. Come on. I got my heart in the back of my sleeve. Cut up the cloth and the shit be the cat and to make sure we looking real good as a team. No, I'm all that shit, no care about the bands. Amazing what happened because of these stands. Just standing on verses, been holding the anthems. My view, see him throwing their hands up. Man, who wanna talk? Man, who wanna cut right through to the chase? No honey, girl, if you gon' walk. Big band on you, but who on your side gon' shoot right through for the top spot? Big man, big aim, top boy, big chain, big stakes on you with a chop block. Big pain contained, I take my rage and turn to the page and shed my soul to a turn to a saint like Simeon. I don't wanna be famous, I wanna be her, so don't answer no shit, you don't hit me on. Met a girl out Texas, try to share a track, they say she only want that, give it on. If you don't like new things, spreading out new wings, know that we just won't get along. That girl, that's crazy. Oh, Happy New Year. Goodbye.
The Could Be Better podcast is produced by Chris Perry and Colin McGuire from the Could Be Better Studios in Frederick, Maryland.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at couldbebettermeh.
You could also email us at couldbebettermeh@gmail.com. And don't be afraid to reach out if you're an artist, a band, anybody looking for a show. We'd love to book you. Also, if you'd happen to want to be a sponsor, we'd like to hear from you too.
Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Give us a 5-star review if you like what you hear and want to hear more. And also give us a 5-star review if you don't like what you heard. Definitely don't want to hear more.
His name is Chris Perry,
This is Colin McGuire.
and we are out of time. For now, this could be better.
Hey guys, totally forgot about this and wanted just to throw this in real quick. So we have our first show back, and it's February 19th. It's a Saturday. It's at New Spire Arts. It's going to be in the lobby. It's going to be awesome. Show starts at 6:30. It's $5 to get in. All ages, 21 to drink. It has a really good mix of bands. You should come out and check it out. We have Andrew Bromhal from Silent Mountains playing acoustic. We have Petite, who was just on last week's episode. She's playing. It's going to be awesome. We have a new band to the area called Cardinal Gray, and then we have Wayne Snow. It's going to be a good time. Come out again, February 19, 6:30 p.m., New Spire Arts. See you there.